Welcome back to The Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. I got Craig Watkins, Craig Watkins. He's a professor at the University of Texas at Austin, and a media professional involved primarily with interactions between youth culture and the digital age. His website over there is doinginnovation.org. Welcome to the program. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Let's start off with your elevator speech. Tell us what you're all about.
So, Doing Innovation is a collaboration between a sort of research and do tank, a research think tank and do tank at the University of Texas at Austin. And it's really kind of a unique collaboration with young innovators, entrepreneurs, designers, artists, and looking at the sort of exploding and changing world of innovation.
Very good. Tell me about its history.
Its history is really born out of research that we've been doing for some time here at the university in partnership with both the University College of Communication and also the MacArthur Foundation, which is primarily work that was inspired by understanding how the digital world is changing how we work, how we play, how we live. And specifically, we've been looking at young people, their adoption of technology, how they're using technology in new, inventive, and creative ways.
Tell me about your academic background.
So I am, by training, what I guess you would call a media sociologist. In other words, I study the impact of technology, the impact of media and society, and more specifically, I focused on looking at young people, teens, millennials. As you know, they have really sort of led the migration to the digital world in terms of the use of mobile, the use of social. And so we spent a lot of time over the years interviewing young people, observing how they use technology in different spaces, observing them online, and really trying to develop a sharper understanding of the digital world that we all inhabit today.
Talk a little bit about what some of the objectives are in your program.
So what we're doing with Doing Innovation is really it's a number of things. I think we're exploding the myth of millennials as sort of disaffected, millennials as detached, entitled, and really kind of uninspired. And what we've seen instead in our research and in the work that we've been doing is millennials who are doing some really interesting things, creative things with technology, launching new kinds of social enterprises, launching new kinds of economic enterprises, new kinds of artistic enterprises. And so the idea, right, really is to sort of create a whole different portrait of millennials, but more importantly, to also think about the kinds of skills that young people need in the sort of work world today. We know that the economy is changing, but we live in a knowledge-based economy. And what does it mean to live in a knowledge-based economy? And more importantly, what kinds of skills do young people need to thrive in that economy?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about the type of kids who participate in this, your students.
So in terms of the team that we have here, we sort of work on two different sides. We've got a team of primarily graduate students who come to us from design, from media, from journalism, from art, sociology, who bring a range of expertise and perspectives to the work that we do in terms of the research that we do, the site that we build, the stories that we tell, the kind of outreach that we do in terms of this project. On the other side of that is the sort of the young people that we've been spending a lot of time with, interviewing, observing, hanging out with millennials. These are usually 20-somethings to sort of maybe early 30-somethings, but we see them, right, as a really interesting opportunity to learn about the future of innovation, how the world of work is changing, and the impact that technology is having in this space.
Are they all students at UT?
In terms of the people that we're studying or the people who are part of the team?
Parts of the teams.
In terms of the team, it's primarily graduate students from the University of Texas. We do have some students who've moved on into the professional world who are still consulting in projects, still lending their expertise. And so it's a kind of interdisciplinary, kind of multidisciplinary team of both advanced graduate students and young working professionals.
Interesting. Again, talking again to Craig Watkins. He is with UT Austin. He's a professor there. Doinginnovation.org is his website. Talk a little bit about what the takeaways are for the students. What kind of things will they be able to apply from going through this program?
So they'll be able to do a few things. We know that we live increasingly in a world driven by information, and more importantly, I think, driven by the ability to use smart technology in smart ways. And so our goal, right, is to help students develop the storytelling skills, the digital creation skills, the design skills, to really take knowledge and information and translate it in ways that are impactful, in ways that are persuasive, in ways that can attract people's attention, spark conversation, spark insight, spark opportunity.
Very good, very good. And so how has it grown? Kind of talk about number of participants over the last couple of years. How does 2015 compare to last year? Last year, for example.
So I would say that that our organization and the work that we're doing, as it's becoming more interdisciplinary, we are really sort of looking for different kinds of expertise. So when we first started, we were primarily interested in research talent, right? That is, people who could take interesting ideas, go out into the world, take a really sort of what I would call a kind of interrogating gaze or eye and look at the world in a really interesting way from a research perspective and sort of generate interesting ideas from that. And now, as we have accumulated a lot of data, a lot of information, now we need to be able to translate that data and information into stories, into graphics, into video, into sort of design content that can resonate in the world of information today. So I would say that as the team evolves, we're looking at really wanting to bring in an interdisciplinary team of designers, creatives, artists, storytellers, filmmakers to really help us translate all of this information into interesting content.
Very good, very good. Is this thing being replicated in other parts of the country?
The
program.
The program, as of now, is not. We're sort of using the work that we're doing at the University of Texas as kind of an incubator. We aspire in the not too distant future to be able to reach out to other programs. Who knows, other universities. Because of the work that I've done with the MacArthur Foundation and some collaborations with other researchers from all over the world, we are connecting some of this research with researchers in London, for example, with researchers in Boston, with researchers in Boulder, Colorado, right next to Denver. And so it gives us an opportunity to at least share our ideas and insights with others and perhaps have them to share their insights and reflections with us as we begin to evolve the project.
Yeah, well, very good. Well, I appreciate your thoughts and your insight. Any final thoughts for the listener today?
Just keep an eye out for doinginnovation.org. We're looking to do some really interesting things, tell some interesting stories that really show how the world and the future of innovation are evolving right before our very eyes.
Yeah, very good stuff. S. Craig Watkins, professor at University of Texas, doinginnovation.org. Thanks so much, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so when we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter, and this is The Price of Business.